Feral Friday is a podcast about dark romance and monster smut. So if you're not down for weird shit, this is not the show for you. Content may include explicit sexual description, explicit language, conversations about human to human monster, and monster to monster sexual activities. Masturbation, questionable consent, morally gray ethics, murder out of jealousy, BDSM themes and tropes, fictional pregnancy, violence, emotional gut-wrenching story arcs, and all of the kinks. Oh, and dubious insertion of inanimate objects. We're multicultural, multipolitical, multisexual, multiracial group. We believe in inclusiveness, body positivity, bodily autonomy, and human rights for all. But we also like talking about characters getting railed by monsters and humans alike. Overall, prepare for cackling, tangents, general unhinged commentary. We're probably going to annoy the majority of the general population, but if you don't like it, instead of clutching your pearl necklace, you can just not listen. Okay, thanks, bye!
The little man then turned around, started stroking off his own cock, and then aimed it at Kristen's face. "Taste the rainbow, baby," he said as he fired off his load all over her face, completely plastering it. Kristen began to spit and squirm as the cum flowed across her face. Never before had she had that much semen on her face, not even the time when she fucked her boyfriend and his roommate. Kristen just sat there as the little leprechaun admired his work, stroking the final few drops off of his cock. When he was done, he hopped off the couch, picked up his clothes, put on his hat, and then, just like last time, ran away. Exhausted from earth-shaking orgasms, Kristen fell asleep right there on the couch, covered in cum. And that was The Leprechaun That Loved Oral Sex by J.K. Deere.
Hi, I'm Sara 2, and I am reading Reaper by A. Zavarelli.
Hi, I'm Kitty, and I'm reading When She's Common by Ruby Dixon.
Hi, I'm Erin, and I'm reading Queen of Roses by Briar Boleyn.
Hi, I'm Marie, and I'm reading Reaper by A. Zavarelli.
Hi, I'm Sara 1, and I'm reading an arc of Jumping the Shark by Ash Raven. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 10 of Feral Friday Podcast, Unhinged and Unbothered, a podcast where we talk about smut.
Wow!
I
For such a short cold open, what the fuck did we just listen to?
So
I don't know if I can ever eat Skittles again.
Taste the rainbow.
I left out the worst part of this book on purpose because I don't think it was like, I actually think that was crossing the line for the cold open. Is that this little leprechaun wants to fuck Miss Kristen so bad, since he's such a little guy, he sticks his whole head inside of her vagina. Like he can't like get in there deep enough and just top of the morning to you.
Stop! No!
And he wears her like a hat.
There's a whole new meaning to clitoridhood.
I don't think I needed that mental image. That
No.
How did he breathe?
What the fuck?
So this is the same author from our last read along, J.K. Deere, with the with the sex, the Bigfoot sex monster.
The Colombians on the ski lift.
Yeah,
yes, that one.
Oh, the second generation smut writer.
Yeah. So this one, the title of the book is The Leprechaun That Loved Oral Sex.
Yeah.
But what you just read, plus what you just described to us, neither of those are oral sex.
Yeah. So I mean, it does start with like. So this is all of if I know. Let's see, how many pages is this? It's very short. It's got a very terrifying cover. I'm shocked to say now that it's 159 pages. Wow.
Oh,
Block
wow.
that information out from my head. But it starts with her having been in the garden, bent over. What am I saying? 159 pages. What is going on? It's 10 pages. I'm full of shit. I opened up and looked at the location number, and it said location 159. I'm like, wow, really? Nope. The Kindle edition is 10 pages.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
10 pages long, and it starts with Kristen in the garden. She's, as you do at this time of the year, as St. Patrick's Day rolls around, is you start thinking about gardening in your yard, if that's what you do. And she's
Not
bending over,
anymore.
and he popped up and just immediately flew under her skirt and was like,
Who gardens in a skirt? Don't do that.
Kristen.
It's a bad choice.
That's
Kristen
all-
learned a valuable lesson
How
as
would
to why
Mr.
you don't
Leprechaun
garden
get
in a
in
skirt.
then?
Yep. I don't know, but that's
Marie.
I don't want a leprechaun head in my vagina.
it's just like I said.
No,
top
thank
of
you.
the
It's how
morning.
you-
Oh my god.
This is it's like ticks. You wear pants and you tuck them into your
Oh my
boots.
God.
Fuck.
Sorry, fucking ticks. Yes, I have a leprechaun who has
What?
attached himself to my clit like a tick, and the only way to get him off is a flamethrower. That's what I'm hearing.
You know what? This sounds perfectly normal. Nothing could ever go wrong. And I really think that this would make a great story.
This
Slash-
is totally normal, and
This
everything's
is
fine.
totally normal. Do not even worry about us. We need no help.
I need
None
so
at all.
much help. Katie's
Are
a
you-
Someone
fucking
please help me.
liar. I need so much support at any given moment. I need to just be held mentally.
Aw.
Not out of
I'll hold
comfort,
you.
like out of restraint.
Are you saying that maybe you're a little feral, Erin?
Not once, ever. No.
Okay, weird.
I think I'm beyond
but
it.
okay.
I just might be completely fucked up. I'm about one step beyond.
Oh, okay.
She's like capital F feral.
Can you be fairly fucked up?
She's like for real feral.
I'm for real
Fairly.
feral. With a
Yeah.
PH.
How we were going with FUR there for a
Yeah.
second.
Yeah, no, nothing's real. So
God.
not just leprechauns. We're here to talk today about fucking awful KU.
Yes.
Because
Woo!
while we love the deal that is Kindle Unlimited and how a lot of authors can find success through it, it does create an opening, so to say, that I can't say that seriously. It does create an opportunity for shitheads like J.K. Deere to pop in
It's so great.
and deposit such
There's-
questionable writing.
Yes,
There's
it's
just
great.
a lot of, questionable things, which
Anyone can do it.
we're the ones reading them, so I don't know
Yes.
what that says about us.
There's a market for it.
Here
There
we
is
are. There
a
is.
Getting into the
demographic.
problem.
There
It's
really
me.
is.
It's not good, but we did want to do Sarah too kind of went a little nuts and made a list, and I mean a list of leprechaun related KU reads.
Listen, if
Um,
you need somebody to make the list going forward, I will get so many options so everybody has something that they want.
Perfect.
What a list. And I happened to pick one of them where the name in the book I read out loud just now, the leprechaun's name was Seamus. So then I immediately picked a different book and his name was also Seamus. So I'm expecting for us to talk about Seamus, Finnegan,
I don't think the
Aiden's,
leprechaun had a name in the
I got
book
some
I read.
Lachlan.
Lachlan. Yeah, Lachlan's a good
Oh.
one. Rowan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I had a
I had a Logan.
Logan's a good
Oh.
Irish one. And I am sorry to anyone who's actually Irish listening to this. I can say most things in Gaelic, but we're gonna just struggle through this.
We're gonna be a bunch of plastic patties. That's a term I learned recently.
What does that mean?
That one was from
I
Crow.
want-
It's like
it's
the
gonna mean
girls.
that we're appropriating the culture.
Yeah, like,
Um,
all right, so I obviously am in the Massachusetts area, and St. Patrick's Day is a
Big
fucking
deal.
shit show. It is a big deal in Boston. And I grew up outside of it. I did skip class all through high school. Everyone ditches school and goes into town and underage drinks. Sorry, not sorry.
Wow.
But it is when, like, you see those gals who are clearly of any other single ethnicity dress in the green wigs, and they put on all green and Irish flags, and they pretend to care about football. And then they drink green beer, and then their pee is weird. It's a whole, and then they throw
I
up.
never
on the South
pretended
Street.
to care. I just wore green and got really drunk because
Yeah.
I went to school in Newport,
That's
Rhode
what you
Island. So like,
do.
that
Just
was
do
a
it
big
at
deal there.
17.
So
And then by
I
the
grew
time
up-
you're 21, you can't make it through the shit. I've never been to the parade once I was 21.
I grew up in a small farming community made up of Irish settlers. And so we also had quite the celebrations, a whole weekend long every year with a parade and
Mhm.
all the things. We had a
Yep.
lot of green dogs. And they would
Ooh,
like
okay.
shut down Main Street and do like all the things. Yes.
like
So have you
Yeah.
guys ever seen a leprechaun?
Yes. Yes.
um
Were they like
Only in my garden.
Were they leprous?
Every leprechaun I've seen, I've like been like second cousin to. Just like some weird other cousin of mine dressed as a leprechaun, because that's the curse that I'm gonna be inflammatory. All Boston men are short, so all short
Yeah.
kings around here. Every single one, whether you're Italian or Swedish or German, especially around here, Italian. Yeah, and especially Irish. There's a lot of short kings in the Boston area. And so in my head, they're just all automatically leprechauns. Every single one.
Perfect. Okay,
I will
so
say, hold on, Kitty, I want to know, do you fuck
Yeah.
with Irish soda bread?
Who doesn't fuck with Irish
Yeah.
soda bread?
I mean, of
Fucking
course.
love Irish.
Yes.
Well, some people are. I love it.
Yeah.
I love
I
it
mean,
a
How
lot.
could you not love it?
Let's be honest. I fuck
really
with
My partner
dry.
does.
bread.
I love
Unless it
it.
has
Why?
like nuts
What's
or
wrong
something
with
in
them?
it.
It's too dry. And
It's too dry.
I understand why he doesn't like it. I do,
No.
but then that means I get to eat. I have to try to eat a whole loaf by myself because they don't sell many loaves. That's a normal.
gets a big loaf.
Where
Yeah.
I used to live, we had a bar called Fibber McGee's Irish
Ooh.
bar. They were like a certified Guinness place, so they had like
Mhm.
poured Guinness correctly,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and they had like the dopest Irish food ever.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it was as close to authentic as you were gonna get, and the
Mhm.
Guinness was amazing, and their Irish soda bread was so good.
I have a place.
I miss that
down
place.
I have it's down the road. We actually had our my rehearsal dinner there,
Aw.
for my wedding. It's called O'Connor's. That's, if you want to try to Google that in the Boston area, you'll find me, maybe, because we go there like every other week. But the owners are like immigrated Irish.
Mhm.
Like they are
Mhm.
all very, very nice. But I just fucking love Irish soda bread. I'm always surprised. I'm like, some people don't like it. I just want to know up front. Can you fuck with the
Where
sadness?
everyone stands. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, off the bread,
On to leprechauns
onto leprechaun
and their penises.
Let's talk about bread for like 3
Oh.
hours. I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
So I don't know what everybody read. I read the 12 pager called The Lecherous Leprechaun
Same.
by Maya Reed. And I have a suspiciously large amount of notes for 12 pages.
I was disappointed by how it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be based on the cover art.
Yeah, the cover
So now
art
I'm intrigued to hear
was-
what your notes are, because I was like, it's not terrible, but it's not like
I-
stupid.
I mean, it was.
Was it stupid? And I just
It was okay. It was fine until we got
am
to
I
the
stupid?
plot twist. the plot twist, I was
the
like,
plot twist was terrible.
why?
You can have a plot twist in a 12-page
yeah,
book.
that's
They
literally
tried.
where I'm at. 12
They
pages
tried.
to get a plot twist.
So
I mean,
You
it
had a
wasn't
plot?
once
so much
again, once again, we had a leprechaun who really likes oral sex.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Apparently, that is lore because all of the stories include that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was like this girl, like the cover art is so good.
Cover art.
The leprechaun himself is amazing because the
I think there's a
leprechaun.
foot fetish in the one that I started, but we'll get to that
Oh.
after. I
Okay.
think.
So this one, she's like, she works at an inn
She's a barmaid.
and as a
Oh,
barmaid,
yes.
right? And like
Yeah.
they're serving drinks,
Mhm.
and all the regulars are there except for the weird, mysterious guy in the corner.
Oh,
he's
and he's
asking
sitting
gold.
in the corner where the light doesn't reach. And I literally said, "Wow, that's a bad idea for a bar."
It is.
Terrible.
It
Terrible.
is.
That seems like a very unsafe area.
Mhm. Don't go
So
there.
having been in a towny Irish bar, like
There's lots of those places.
in Ireland, there are plenty of places where the light just doesn't reach. My first, I would say my first legal drinking experience, where I was legal in Ireland but not at home. I was in County Cork, Skibbereen, so the southernmost point of Ireland, visiting some family friends. And there is a pub that we went to almost every single night while we were there, because that's just what the family does. And there were such, I've never been in such an ill-lit place in my life. At 16, I'm like, I can't see any, and they had people playing music every single night. And I was like, how do you know what you're doing? At 16, I was baffled. I was like, how is this? But I was there with no family. I literally went over by myself at 16. So it was fine. It's just vibes. I had chaperones with me, two very old ladies named Peggy and Lottie. It was fine.
Cute.
It was fine. But yeah,
So, yes.
I can count for the dark lighting.
There's
That's real.
a dark corner in this bar. And guess what? There is a man who I think they said looked to be maybe in his 30s. And then they spent too much time talking about how he was short. Too much time for the book. For the length of the book, we went way too deep into the
They
lore
wanted to drive that
Or
point
how short
home.
this person was.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
And-
he's short and he's asking about
Yeah.
gold. He's short and asking about gold. Guys.
Me too, though.
Leprechaun.
Am I a leprechaun?
Are you?
Maybe.
I've got an
Maybe.
Irish name. I just might be.
So yeah, then everyone goes home. She's walking home. It's a 30-minute walk to her house.
And it didn't say
Then-
what year it was, but I assume there's
Well-
cars, right?
No, I was assuming we were not in the car era. I thought we were
I kind of felt
in
that
the-
too,
in
but
the
just
olden
because she's
days.
walking.
I know.
I was like, she must
And,
not have a car.
Yeah, and just the whole
Whips out their cell
barmaid
phone.
thing.
That must not exist. 'Cause why would you walk 30 miles in
I know.
the nighttime?
It was so dumb. So this whole thing, she decides. We get her whole backstory about how she's been married for 3 years and she and her husband are not sexually active anymore. He just doesn't bring any passion to their marriage.
She had kids and the libido just...
One kid. Yeah.
One kid?
And so she is so horny that she decides to stop on the side of the road that she's walking down on her way home to get herself off.
Which is
Totally
a
normal.
Yeah.
recurring thing
Yeah.
by the sounds of it. She just
Yes.
kind of does this sometimes where she's like,
Yeah.
can't make it home.
Yeah. Gotta.
Is this the
finger
beginning
myself
of the
inside
song
of the
Love
road.
Shack?
Maybe.
Maybe.
So she's getting herself off, and then all of a sudden, she didn't notice there's a tongue on her clit.
The
How
way
convenient.
She's
that I
just like,
visualize this happening is just so bizarre.
you know, like how do
Sounds
It's
you
like a
the side of
roadside
a
glory
highway.
hole.
It's
Like all of a
Come
sudden
out
there's
of,
this
like, the
short little man
grass?
just like reaching
Yeah,
his
he
little neck up.
just appeared, and he's just going to town on her, and she's just like
Just
pretty
going to
chill about
town.
it.
Yeah.
She's
I
like
mean,
pretty chill.
She's not shocked.
No.
no.
And then the phrase talking about how he was like licking her like a thirsty dog at the first sign of rainfall. And I just said no. No.
No.
Do dogs lick at rainfall?
None of mine do. I've had
My dog doesn't like the rain, so
Mine doesn't either. But I was like, let's not compare this. Like, we don't need, that's not the image any of us wanted.
I mean,
How the
Erin's
leprechaun
over there
licking her pussy.
pondering.
Like, no.
mm.
So yeah, and so they like, she just like goes on and on and on about how he gives her like so many orgasms. Like
So
he just
many.
doesn't stop, and she like, it's like on and on and on
At
and
one
on,
point,
and then
has she shit herself?
probably, let's be honest, how
Lose
she
all
makes it sound.
faculties.
Yeah. And then when she finally collapses from so many
Yeah.
orgasms,
Of course.
as you
then
do.
then he whips out his normal human-sized cock
On a little body.
on
Wait,
a
how
tiny
tall
body.
did they say he was?
They didn't really. Well, he. Okay, this is how tall he was. His face was at the perfect level of her pussy when she was
Wow.
standing.
How tall was she?
That's how. We don't know. You just have. That's how. You just have to.
Regardless, that's short.
So he was short, but had a normal/huge cock.
So he's a tripod.
Oh my
Like
god.
Yes.
Google
Yeah. Like,
images
how would
is
he drag it
failing me
around?
right now.
What, Sarah?
Like, how would he drag it around? The ratio
don't-
is.
I'm not. I don't.
It's
I don't need to
magic.
know the answer to that.
You just
It's not my business.
Why is
But
there no
then-
Googleable image of this?
Then he just fucks her
Of what? Leprechaun dick? What are you
on
Googling?
and on and on and on.
I googled leprechaun with human-sized dick.
Okay.
And
On-
what did you
Alright.
get?
Nothing good enough on my work computer. Thank you very much.
Sad. Yeah, so he fucks her until he's done, which then she has, dozens of more orgasms.
Of
And
course.
then, out of nowhere, she whips a rope out from under her skirt and ties him up.
Yeah. Of course.
And then tackles him to the ground after she's had all these mind-blowing orgasms,
Yep.
mind you.
so
Gotta lock that
And
dick
she was-
down.
she was
Then
wearing
Oh,
a
I found a
bondage.
picture.
He
Hell
just
yeah.
had a rope tied around her. It was unclear
If you have a rope
where the rope came
tied
from.
around you, it needs to look pretty.
Like,
But she didn't know that the leprechaun was gonna be there. I'm gonna kill this cat.
no, she did know. She knew
No,
he was a
but-
leprechaun.
But before she went to work, she
Oh,
didn't know. So
I
she's
see
just
what you
always
mean.
wearing a rope under her skirt.
I don't
You
know.
don't?
Like always.
No.
Like if
in
you're a
the-
barmaiden in, the middle of nowhere, you don't just walk around with a rope around your waist? It's your
Sorry,
emergency rope.
Oh, I don't even think that's big enough.
This is an
Erin.
emergency.
I think that is not big enough.
Just the fact I could find an image.
Where is this being shared?
It's on Discord.
It's on Discord. I did put the spoiler on it. So, when Ivy, who is not here because they have a long car drive right now,
Why is it
Oh
Oh my
sparkly?
god.
so that
leprechaun.
when they
It's
see
why is
this
it
with
sparkly?
no context, Ivy will not blind their
I
partner.
I hope they open it in the car with their partner while driving.
Ivy,
That's
I'm
vile.
so
I hate that.
sorry. You're so
Imagine
welcome.
you just popped up at the top.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so
This
But go on,
leprechaun
yeah,
has
I
been
just-
working out. My
yeah,
goodness.
that one has. Okay,
that
so
V is very marked there.
yeah, it is. Okay, so our barmaid has tied up the leprechaun, and apparently leprechauns are like genies. If you catch one,
Right.
you get 3 wishes.
Oh,
I
I
this
thought
is
you
new
just. I
information
just
to
thought
me.
you got their pot of gold. I thought that was like actually the.
I don't. Not according to this 10-page or 12-page.
Oh, this 12-pager.
Story. Yeah. So then she like threatens the leprechaun with a knife. She's like, if you don't give me my
as you
wishes, I'm
do.
gonna you. And so then she gets her wishes, and then the knife was a bluff. And that's the entire story.
Oh, and all her wishes were like super wholesome and like
yeah.
nice.
Did she wish
Well,
for
of
world
course.
peace?
No,
She wished
but
for like her
she-
marriage to have a spark back and like
Mhm.
her
Passion.
mom to be healthy.
That's so
Mhm.
boring.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right.
I want
like,
$1 billion.
For her
I want
kid
a
to live a
dozen
long
babes
life.
lined up with cars.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
The
like
leprechaun
she
dick made her realize that she valued her husband's dick. Is what
I
you're
mean, I guess
saying.
enough to like
Yeah.
threaten to shank a guy.
A leprechaun.
Like where are her morals there?
Yeah,
What
when
morals?
she whipped out the rope, I was like, what is happening?
It's
Where
just-
did he go? Okay.
I want to know about where she was keeping the rope.
Well,
Like, did she have a satchel with her?
It was unclear. It just
was
said
it
she
Like
Under her
a
skirt.
magician's handkerchief from underneath, just continuously
Coming out of her.
throwing it. Woo! And look how much this one's green. Just pulling it
Possibly.
out.
possibly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a lot of questions there. Like,
And
too
like it
many
wasn't
questions.
terribly written. Like the grammar
No.
was okay. There
Yeah.
wasn't anything like super outrageously stupid. Like the rope thing is probably like the dumbest thing.
Yeah.
Or like the human-sized penis on a small leprechaun thing.
Mm-hmm.
But there wasn't anything like over the top ridiculous. So I felt led astray by the cover art that promised me something really absurd. And
Oh,
then it
yeah.
wasn't that absurd. It just was like,
Oh,
just
The
a
cover
letter
art leads us to believe that there's going to be a cartoon leprechaun
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
with a
a
stripper.
there
porn
wasn't.
star
Yeah.
female main character.
I mean, she did talk about how she got around before she married her husband, but
Well, that's also why the time frame is
Yeah.
confusing because due to the cover art, she is not from olden times. That girl.
Yeah. yeah,
I
it
don't
is
believe
a
this
little
woman has
confusing.
had a child.
Oh
Also
no,
correct.
she has.
No.
She has.
What? She's a mom?
She's a mom. They had one child. Yep.
Nor do
That's
I
why
believe
this
she
part is
carries around rope under her skirts.
I don't know why
I
you wouldn't
mean-
believe that.
She had it tied it. She tied that rope around her pussy.
Do you think it was inside? And she just like,
I think it was a magician's scarf. I was being pulled
I
outside.
think that's the lore
It's like,
now.
but where else would you leave a coil of rope that big?
I didn't.
Like,
She had a
And,
little
like,
secret pocket.
What I didn't know was how did he not notice it? Like when he was just down there going to town.
Hung deep
that
in
is
her.
just extra,
Yeah.
like, very large clit.
He was distracted.
What is
like,
that
ooh, you're
nub?
textured.
What is that nub? Very large clit. That's what-
Textured for my pleasure.
One of the things I highlighted was when let's see. She was talking about how he rode past all of her boundaries, all of her established boundaries. And I was like,
Were they
what
established?
boundaries? Are they
When did
established?
we establish these?
If we don't talk about them, I don't think that's how that works.
But they're in my head.
Mm-hmm. Maybe she doesn't like forced orgasms. What is that kink called? It actually has a name.
Is it
Can't
forced
think of it.
orgasms?
I thought it had a different name.
Is it the words you just said?
Maybe. I'm so smart that I already knew. So it's fine. No, I'm pretty sure that it has a different name.
Edging?
Word.
No,
that's when
no.
you don't get to come.
Yeah, exactly.
Orgasms.
That's brutal sometimes.
Let's see. Nope, that's not it. No, it's just called
Oh, okay.
orgasm.
Well,
Orgasm control, but that is like also that encompasses like denial.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
I
never
haven't-
mind. That is the word for it.
I
I
wonder-
also am looking. It says the name can understandably be confusing as fuck.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's confusing, but
I mean,
you know.
that's what Yahoo Answers said. So
Oh, thank
so
you.
trusted.
Super
Yahoo.
reliable source.
Yes.
Very, very.
How often do you clear your search history, Erin?
not enough. No. I use a different tab. Does that count? I use the tab that's attached to, like, I use windows that are attached to my personal email. Although this is my work computer. But it's fine. I actually know. I like real talk. I do it once a week because I did customer support and technical support, and I know that's what you have to do. So once a week, I can.
Oh,
be a
you
little
clear
cheeky
your
and say
cookies and stuff once a week?
once a week. Yeah.
Oh, I would.
It's the
die.
only way I can prove. It's the only way I can prove that someone else hasn't done it is if I do it constantly myself when I know something's broken.
I would.
I like
literally
being right
die.
more than anything, so I will clear my cookies once a
see
week to be
that.
correct. Yes, I will.
Okay, Aylin.
I love that, Maria. You know those references now.
I
I've
don't.
been
man.
shot.
No, you haven't. It's the truth. It is nothing but the truth. Okay, so that was the lecherous leprechaun. Who's next? What else did we read?
I also
I
read
read- Oh.
a shorty called Claimed by the Leprechaun, which is apparently a series.
Oh, okay.
I did not read any of the others, but it's the first of the series, and it's basically, I think it was like 21 pages, and
Oh, okay.
it's a girl who forgoes her spring break because she has to do a project. So she's the only girl on campus, blah blah blah.
Of course.
Blah, blah, blah.
So she's always in the library till late at night, till closing, and then walks across campus all by her lonesome in the dark.
Mhm.
And obviously, on the way from the library to her dorm room is a dark field and a dark patch of woods.
Yep.
Of course.
Of course. And,
Of course.
you know, she feels like she needs to stop and stare into the dark abyss.
Yep.
And when she
That's
does
what you have
that,
to
oh, right, totally normal behavior. And
Yep.
when she does that, she hears a disembodied voice say, "Come and see."
Come and see.
Because it's but it's saying "come and see" as a response to her thoughts. So this disembodied voice is telepathic. So they do this for several nights, with her being like, "I don't know, like there's no way, there's somebody telepathically reading my mind and telling me to come and see, no way." And then like clovers magically appear, this whole shit. And then one day, night, she decides she's going in the woods.
Danger, danger,
She gets-
danger.
She
What
gets fucked
could
by a
go
leprechaun.
wrong?
There's just some guy who shows up, and he's tall and
Tall?
muscular. Yep.
I hate this.
It almost makes it sound like leprechauns are shapeshifters.
Oh,
Huh.
interesting. Okay.
So they're supposed to have friends that are, and they're
Okay.
usually cats. The name
Okay.
is escaping me, but that is a thing. Like the the leprechauns aren't shapeshifters, but they're supposed to have companions that are.
Okay.
But they're also like a fucked up cousin of the Fae. If we're gonna talk about family lineage,
Right.
Huh.
But
I
anyways,
still don't like
so this naked man appears.
Oh, he's
Yep,
naked.
obviously.
He's naked.
Oh.
Which-
How else would he be?
he's ready to go.
Is he also hard already?
Yes,
Yeah, of course.
Just
Of course.
absolutely like throbbing.
just ready to go. And they have sex over a log.
so comfortable.
Over
is-
a slog.
That's like underlined. Like that is
Oh.
a point that is made, and they want you to really
They
take
want you
note
to
of it.
know. Okay.
And all the like sexy talk is
Yep.
like just them screaming fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck with 3 Ks. Fucking all
Well,
caps.
yeah, that can't be comfortable, so I would imagine so.
But it's just like, fuck! He screamed. Shit! Fuck! She cried. Great.
I can only
Awesome.
imagine it being yelled like that, like just shit, fuck, shit, fuck.
It's just so sexy. It's just so sexy. And then that's it. Oh, and then we have to make a point to also underline that she is full of his leprechaun seed.
Yep.
Ew.
What
Yum.
color is it?
Leproseed.
Oh, I think he actually...
no. Sarah.
Somebody... I think this guy had, he had flavored cum. And I think it was like mint ice cream.
Oh my god, it's a shamrock.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Nice.
What a journey. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for sharing that with us.
Wow, I think I might have read the mild one. I'll go last, but I think I read the mild book.
Okay.
I only got halfway, but
Well,
Well, I read a mild one too.
I
Oh,
wonder
what
if
did
we
you
read
read,
the
Sarah?
same
One?
I read Leprechaun Luck.
That is not the one I read.
That's the one I read. The
Oh.
curvy that's mentioned one time and that's it.
Curvy.
Oh.
I don't
It's
even remember
only
being mentioned at all.
It's mentioned by her friend when they're at yoga, and she's like, "Your curves are great, or they're beautiful, or something like that." And I'm like, "Okay, never again,
Oh.
never again." But we had
So-
Logan, Lachlan, and there was another one.
Luke?
Ah.
There were so many L names, because then there was like a rando character with an L name, and I was like, we're gonna do one more now too?
God.
So there's
Yeah.
yoga in this story. What else happens?
Briefly,
Oh, okay.
for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
What's the paranormal? Is that just a leprechaun? Or
It's
is there like a ghost?
so the leprechauns in this story are 3 brothers who
Oh.
own a magician's club, like where you go
What?
to see a magic show.
Is this
what?
Job from Arrested Development? Is this book about Job?
Kind
This
of.
literally sounds like the beginning of Arrested
But it's like
Development.
a sexy club that you go to, and you get drinks and food, and then you
And-
see a
Club.
magic show,
Oh,
like where
very
there's like
sexy.
audience participation.
Oh,
A sexy
a-
magician club. I've never
Okay.
heard of this.
that
Yeah.
is an aesthetic
Run by
that
the
I
3
have never
leprechaun
imagined.
brothers who seem, for all intents and purposes, regular humans.
But
But
they
with
are
magic.
not.
Yes, but they have magic. But their
Okay.
magic is waning.
Because they're in
Because
search of their missing luck.
they're
Oh
missing
my
luck.
gosh. Let me guess. They have to have sex to like recharge their
Yeah.
magic.
No.
Oh.
There are family heirlooms that were stolen
What?
many years ago.
This
It's
is a
all
bad
just
smut
cock
plot.
rings. It's golden. encrusted
There is a
cock
ring,
rings.
but it's not a cock
There is a ring.
Jacob's
Any ring
ladder
can be a cock ring
piercings?
if you
And-
try hard enough.
You should know.
Ow!
The female main character, Cassandra, she's been real lucky her whole life. Just like
Weird.
finding parking spots, getting into the
Yep.
VIP sections,
Of course.
always getting raises.
Yep.
She walked into the club, and good old Logan notices she's got a sparkly little emerald ring on her finger.
After they skip the line, get a table with no problem at a packed club, and then get all of their food and drinks for free.
Yeah, and then invited to the second show so they can be the guests that are involved in all the magic. And then they stay afterwards
Yep,
and
of
hang out with the
course.
crew. And then the 2 girls that she's there with go off and hook up with like an employee and then like some other rando
Yep. Of
that
course.
she met.
There's way too much plot in this.
And it's only 36 pages. And so
But there's 3
Then-
books.
Logan and Cassandra leave. Logan's like, I'll drive you home. And Cassandra's like, sure, stranger. I'll let you drive me home to my
What?
place of residence.
then invite you up. Then let you
like-
walk me upstairs and
And
invite
invite
you
you
inside.
That's it. Invite you in like you're a fucking little vampire.
Yeah, and then he stands at her door, and then she's like, I guess I'll give you a kiss. And then they start kissing, and then she drags him into her apartment. And he's like, are you
And then
sure?
they're
And she's like,
fucking.
yes, I'm sure. And then they go all the way to her bedroom, and they basically, like, all of a sudden, they're naked. I actually had to read it 3
Suddenly.
times, because I was like, when did they become naked?
Yep.
When did I miss this?
Surprise.
Because I was like, all of a sudden, his fingers were inside of her, and I was like, how?
Oh. How?
Where did the pants go?
It's implied. It's fine.
No pants. No pants.
I literally had to go back and read because I couldn't figure out how the fuck they got naked. There's
Yeah.
like half of a sentence where they were like, all of a sudden their clothes were off. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I
Yep.
guess he's really magic. Like,
Yeah.
100%.
magic their clothes right off. They do it. He, of course, he makes her come with like 5 pumps.
Perfect.
Obviously.
And then they come together.
Of course.
And then they, at the same time, magically. And then they hold each other all night. And then she
Nobody
wakes
holds
up.
each other all night.
And then he's like, let me tell you a story. Just
I mean,
like,
she
give me-
believes him.
And she
No
believes him, and
problem.
she's like, you should have the ring. He's like, are you sure? And she's like, yeah. He's like, but then you won't
What?
have good luck, and you might have like bad fortune. And she's like, that's okay. I'll be okay without finding a parking spot.
And then she gets hit by a bus.
What?
Is that how it ends?
So she gives him the ring. He grabs the ring, and then he gets all sparkly,
Oh.
Oh, like
For a moment.
Edward.
and his irises turn gold,
Like be gold. Yeah, makes sense.
and
Okay,
then it like
okay,
fades
okay.
to black. And then it's 3 months later, and they get engaged. And then all of a sudden, she's lucky again because it's in the family.
Wow.
So she's pregnant.
I
at the
was
end.
gonna ask if
terrible.
Cassandra was secretly Erin, but then it really went off the rails there. Erin,
So they
you have
stayed
any-
together, so at least he didn't like fuck her
glory?
over with getting the ring. He's like, I
Yeah.
really do like you.
Of course he
I
does.
do want to see you again. I meant that.
I really did
Mhm.
mean it, but can I have that ring, please?
Sounds really, really authentic.
I think I actually read the good book then.
Oh,
And
what
I'm
did-
not even
Okay, what
I'm
did
only,
you
like,
read, Erin.
30% in, and already I don't have any crazy red flags, which is wild.
Wow.
I read Falling for the Leprechaun King,
That wasn't even on the list.
a leprechaun romance. Yes, it was. I found it.
It was.
Are you kidding me? No,
I copied the list
on
from
the list.
Discord.
I think no. I remember the cover.
Unless it was a late entry and I just skipped it. That
I
was
remember
not
the cover.
on the list from
I swear to
Discord.
God, it was on the list. Oh, it's all right. I shit you not. All right. Sarah posted all of those answers at 10:14 a.m. At 10:21 a.m., Sarah added "Falling for the Leprechaun King."
Okay, you
I'm
know
like,
what?
I didn't make this.
You know what? I did my best. I'm so sorry.
You did.
Please
What did
send
you
me to
do?
the Lucy corner.
And that's probably why, because it was segregated to its own comment. I'm guessing that's why it's good. So this
I did
book
zero
is,
research on
yeah,
this.
there's no connection to the other ones.
Literally went to the Kindle store, searched Leprechaun romance, and was like, yeah.
So mine is about a Cara who just touched down in Ireland after leaving an awful ex who is really loud. There's no domestic abuse, it's just emotional abuse, which is not better or worse, it's all bad. And I will say I was very delighted to see some weird Gaelic names that I haven't seen since childhood. So I saw Anya, which is Aine. Have not seen that name in a long time. I was actually really happy. I was like, oh, I do love that name. And they go to a little town where she's like basically staying with her friend to get away from her ex, start over, and her fucking shoe breaks. And this bitch goes to a cobbler. And that is
Of course she does.
it enters Seamus, the cobbler. And she ends up having like a panic attack in a bar because they are watching a football game and everyone's fucking nuts because it's Ireland and it's Europe in general over football. And he ends up talking her down. he isn't like overstepping. Like there's a point where like he's like, I'm gonna fix your shoe for free because I feel really bad that you had this really bad situation. There is a weird foot touchy scene, which is the only reason I'll have to update next week if this is a foot fetish book. I just have that feeling.
He's a cobbler. What do you expect?
I
Yeah,
know, right? That's what I'm
literally.
saying.
Literally.
But essentially, he ends up like kind of asking her on a date, and she's upfront and honest and saying, hey, I just got out of a bad relationship, just so you know. And he's like, I'd rather just be able to spend time with you. That sounds really nice to me. And that's the last thing I read, is like, he was just like, that's okay. And he ends up changing the date so it's less romantic.
Oh.
He just wants to touch her feet.
Yeah, because he just wants to touch her feet.
I
It was
just
like,
want to give you a foot rub, honey.
just let me.
Oh my god.
I'm like
sorry.
cringing over
Yeah.
here because
Uh-huh.
I'm one of these people that I dislike feet so
Yeah, they're
much.
gross.
I don't let anybody touch my feet. Like I do my own nails. Like I can't even go
Yeah.
and get a pedicure because it makes me super uncomfortable.
Yes,
That's valid.
well, I
You're
will let you
valid
know
here.
then, Marie, if this is a
if it's safe or not.
foot book.
Maybe
The
it's a
cobbler
good thing-
cobbler.
Maybe
Yeah,
it's
the
a good thing
cobbler
you
cobbler.
warranted
Oh, God.
our monster dating because there were a lot of
Emergency
Yeah, there's a
feet.
lot of foot talk on that episode.
Yes, there was. There
I
was.
listened to it. Yeah, that was.
There was so much foot talk.
But that porridge claw machine. I have
Porridge.
questions.
Oh yeah,
It's practical.
God.
The Irish would love that with all that porridge.
Oh, and oh my God! Sorry, I just realized too. There was also the cat shapeshifter in this one. And I looked it up just a few moments ago, and then briefly forgot about the tab. It's called a puka.
Like the
And-
shell.
Yes, it's not spelt the same, but it is
Oh,
like
okay.
the shell. It
Also
is
my
like
first
the
thought.
shell.
California dude.
Oh my God.
I don't know why I thought that was so funny.
Sorry.
Here's a whole new meaning to the puka shell necklace. It's a little morbid.
Yeah, but
Okay.
that's as far as
Yeah.
I got. There is a really nice cat in it too. So
Wow.
far, I haven't cringed yet, other than the odd foot touching. Like it was like he was almost like reverse Cinderella. Like he was taking the shoe off of her and like just very
Like,
quickly
lingered.
was like a little like think David Bowie contact juggling, like just a little
Was he touching her foot or like her ankle?
both.
Okay.
But it was
the
like
ankle, I would
From
forgive
what I
it.
understand, it was a boot that was being taken off, not just like a clog.
So like a calf situation?
Just a clog.
Not just a clog. I don't know yet. Like I said, I only read a quarter of it because I have obviously slipped into reading like 3 books at once
Perfect.
because I cleared my docket. That's how it works. And
you'll have
I
to
will.
report back, please.
I'm gonna report back
Please.
next week on it
Yeah.
because
Please do.
if it's actually, I'm gonna be shocked if like just because Sara posted it in a second comment, like this was the one good one, like just
Yes. All
the
of
nugget
that
of gold out of
research that I did.
Oh, I love it.
I will say though, the Leprechaun Luck one wasn't horrible. Like
Uh-huh.
the grammar was fine.
Mhm.
Just the sex was lacking. Like it was such like for a 36-page book, like I think the sex only took up like 2 pages.
Oh.
And so that was
I
like
don't- I
annoying.
don't like that.
Yeah, mine's
percentage.
123 pages, so I have a little bit more of an
Yeah.
expectation with that length.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I want to say like they could have been a little bit more descriptive in
Mm,
the smut department
sure.
and like kind of axed some of the plot.
Or verb.
Yeah.
Or adjective.
So and like even
Also-
like if you wanted to do plot. Like you could have made her a little bit more upset about the ring. Like her grandmother gave it
Yeah.
to her, and she's like, "Here
It's
you
like a
go."
family heirloom, and she's like,
Here you go.
I'm not even gonna like question
It was
this.
ugly anyway,
There you
Grandma.
go.
You take it.
Yeah. So, but like the grammar was fine. What annoyed me the most was that it was listed as a curvy girl romance and it was only
Oh.
mentioned once. So I almost feel like it was appropriating curvy girl
Mm.
romance,
We don't like that.
like capitalizing on that.
Yeah.
Because to
I
be
would
honest,
almost rather be like, don't mention any body type and just say an inclusive romance, because you could have said nothing about her body type and then everybody could have felt accepted. So that was what like irked me the most, I think, out of that book was like,
I was a
you
little
couldn't have said
disappointed about
nothing.
that as well, because I picked it because of that.
Me too. Me too.
The other ones that I downloaded, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start with this one because the last few that I've read, which, you know, the author you can't compare, have been really good. So this was very not good.
Yeah.
I want to say disappointing, but yeah.
Valid.
Yeah. Like, you could have said nothing and you didn't have to describe her in any way and it would have been fine. Because then you could have just imagined what you wanted to imagine. But I feel like just using that word in the subtitle was a marketing ploy. That's not fair.
Probably was, for sure.
Yeah, which is icky.
What I want to see now is, so this is another dive into my archives. There is often this thing with, like, I think we're gonna find, because in our other book club we're reading Mafia Family Romance, which is also Irish, vaguely. No, it is Irish. What am I talking about? But you see these long series where they're like, I will say they fully move into the Irish family trope, where like it's a 10-book series and it's 10 siblings.
Oh my god!
And you're just going through brother by brother by brother, and then there's one book about the sister. And then brother and brother and brother. And I read one like a long time ago. I like vaguely remember. I'm gonna find it, but it's like they all own a pub, and it's basically they end up screwing all of the different waitresses and bartenders that come in.
Oh, I used to go to a bar like that.
I just like, I'm like, why do they always gotta end like this? Like sometimes they only have 2 kids. They don't have to have 8.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm also coming from a family that was like, all right, my family did come over on a boat, and one of them, my great grandmother, she was one of 19, so I can't say too much.
Yeah.
All of them lived to ripe old ages.
Oh,
so when I say I'm related to like everyone where I grew up,
it's valid.
Yeah,
it's not good. It's real bad.
Well, so next week Erin's gonna report back, and we might be doing a Leprechaun Part 2. Well, not sure yet. Stay tuned to find out more.
2 weeks of leprechauns. That's a lot of leprechauns.
It might be
a lot of leprechauns.
Maybe
I'm gonna look up pukas.
I was trying to pull up the episode planner, and my phone is failing me. So
hold on.
Who knows?
I got you.
Next week. I think it's blank. I'm pretty sure I left it blank when I was in there earlier. I don't know now though.
Are we due for a book report though?
Oh, those are in
it's
3 weeks, I think. Wait, let me look.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're coming. They're coming.
I was like, I'm not ready for my book report.
I'm not either. I don't think I actually, as of right now, I don't have anything to book report on. So maybe
I'm doing Taken by Canada
on the 25th of March. So
my new favorite book.
3 weeks from now.
Your new favorite book.
My new favorite book is Taken by Canada. Shout out to Juno Delight for their recommendation. It's
perfect.
If we're talking about terrible KU smut, that is
not for the book
tier.
report. For book report, it's like legitimate.
It's got to be good,
Sarah.
It's got to be good.
I mean, I guess if you want to do in what would we call that? A reverse book report, a subjected book report. I don't know.
But some people, like myself, like the terrible. That's what I'm looking for.
They do. Yeah.
I can't find this.
I like a plot and I like the story, but I also like when I read a sentence and go, "What the fuck?" and laugh out loud because it's so ludicrous.
Yeah. Did you find the planner, Sarah?
Yeah.
It is blank.
It's
for
blank,
next week.
but I have an idea.
Oh, okay.
I'm just not going to share it right now.
So excited.
Beautiful.
It's a secret.
Okay, well, everyone, hold on to the edge of your seat, and we will be back next week with something.
And if it sucks, it's not my fault.
It's your idea. What do you mean?
I'm like worried. Did I dream this other book? I'm going to write myself a note to
Another book.
report back if this. I was saying there was an Irish bar book, which also obviously describes 1,800 books. But it was like all the siblings and they just kept screwing the bartenders and the waitresses. Now I need to find
Sounds like
it.
a healthy.
Isn't that just describing any
repetitive.
Irish bar?
Yeah.
Okay, you find
Are
that
you sure it's a
back
book?
on that
I
next
mean,
week too.
Philly.
Oh,
Please,
I'm
honestly.
sure. Yeah, I will report back. It's now on a
Perfect.
sticky note, and it's going to live on my desk
Good.
until I throw it out or my cat
Official.
pukes on it. So
Oh, please don't, Lunar.
hopefully that's not the scenario. Yeah, he's a pukey boy. I don't know what to say. He gets anxious and then.
Mm. Well, I think we have Leprechaun.
Reached
Kitty's
our
really trying to
threshold.
steer us
Yeah.
home.
I think we
I know
have.
we've hit our pot of gold.
We
We've crossed
have.
the rainbow.
Yes.
It's magically
Yes.
delicious.
Yeah.
God.
Yep.
Poke Mahone. Bye, guys.
What? Oh,
I'll let you Google that after.
Oh God. Okay, thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Check it out. Thank you so much for listening to the Feral Friday podcast. Join us every Friday for unhinged shenanigans, books, games, and more. You can find us on Instagram at Feral Friday Pod. Did you know we have a website? Visit us at www.feralfridaypod.com. Make sure to give us a like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. If you'd like us to cover a particular book or series, please send us an email at bferal@feralfridaypod.com. Happy reading!
Feel Friday.